Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the lecture number 21 of Computer Applications with BlueJ Class 10. So, basically, today in this video, we are going to continue with our exercise portion as we were doing in our previous some of the lectures. And now, this part number 6 is the last one for your exercise 1. So, we are going to continue with our exercise question number 9. Till 8, we have completed in lecture number 20. Okay. So starting with question number 9, we are having a number is said to be duck if the digit 0 is present in it. Write a program to accept a number and check whether the number is a duck number or not. The program displays the message accordingly. See students, what you have to do over here, you have been given a number. Okay, you have to check every digit and you have to check basically the existence of 0 over here. If 0 is present, then the number is a duck number. Otherwise, the number is not a duck number. But one thing more we have to do over here is this one. The number must not begin with a 0. Okay, so firstly we will check what? Firstly we will check whether आपका जो number है उसकी first position पर 0 है या नहीं है. Okay, now see the solution. Firstly, opened our class, then our main function. Okay, input stream reader we have used over here. Now, one thing I want to notify you over here is that, my dear students, when you do such questions in laboratory and you use input stream reader over there, most of you have got some errors. That is why you basically unable to run your program. Okay, now see the very basic thing that you might forgot while writing this input stream reader is that you please focus on this throws IO exception. ओके अगर आप इस थ्रोज आईओ एक्सेप्शन को भूल जाते हैं एंड आप इसको स्किप कर देते हैं देन आपको इसमें आपको एरर मिलता है ओके सो प्लीज़ मेक अ नोट ओवर देयर दैट वेन एवर यू आर यूजिंग दिस इनपुट स्ट्रीम रीडर एंड बफर रीडर एज वेल देन प्लीज़ it is mandatory to use this throws IO exception also. Okay, so we have used input stream reader, buffer reader over there. Now we have taken a number as an input. Okay, how? See over here, int num integer dot parseInt in dot readline. It is a very basic thing. Now what we have to do, firstly we have to check आपका जो number है उसके first position पर 0 है या नहीं है. Okay, now let us suppose आपका number 0 1 2 3 4 है. Okay, now the very basic procedure of how we are going to divide every number into digits is that आप while loop लगाते हैं then afterwards you use this modulus operator as well as this dividend operator. Okay, and every time you will be getting this digit from this right hand side, but what we want the digit from the left hand side, the first digit. Okay, so how we are going to do it, see over here, it is a function integer dot to string num. Okay, we are going to convert this overall integer into a string using this function integer dot to string. Okay, and in bracket our number, whatever number we are going to convert it out. Okay, and then you have got a string over there. आपको उसके बाद क्या करना है, you have to just pick the character at 0th position. Okay, so we have used over here dot char at 0. Now the first digit or the first character is being stored in this variable first digit. Okay, now you can easily check whether it is 0 or not. For checking this 0 only we are doing this particular task. Okay, I hope the things are clear. Now we will use our if condition. If your digit equal to 0. Now please make a note over here that our first digit is now a character. That is why when we compare this first digit, we are going to use this single comma over there also. Okay, don't forget to use these single comma while writing 0. Okay, now if it is 0, then simply you are going to print it out that your number is not a duck number. Okay, if it is not 0, then we are going to apply our overall logic. So moving forward, see over here in the else portion we are going to write down our all the code of finding whether it is a duck number or it is not a duck number. Okay, now you have used some variables. First flag we have used. Okay, now the second one org, that is going to store your original number, because as you know जब आप ये while loop लगाते हैं जब आप अपना number को divide करते हैं then आपका number lost हो जाता है. So what we need to do, we need to store our original number. That is why we are using this org variable over here. Okay, now this while loop, all the concepts are same. We are going to divide this number into digits. Now we are going to get the quotient also. Now if your digit equals to 0, अगर आपका कहीं पर भी डिजिट ज़ीरो हो जाता है देन व्हाट हैपन्स, ये जो आपका फ्लैग यहाँ पर ज़ीरो हम लोगों ने इनिशियलाइज करवाया था, ये फ्लैग आपका वन हो जाता है एंड इमीडिएटली आपका जो लूप है वो ब्रेक हो जाएगा. ओके, व्हेन दिस फ्लैग बिकम्स वन दिस लूप विल गेट ब्रेक. नाउ अब आपका क्या होगा, इस वाइल लूप के बाहर यू विल बी चेकिंग वेदर योर फ्लैग इज़ ज़ीरो और नॉट. अगर आपका फ्लैग ज़ीरो है इट मीन्स व्हाट, इट मीन्स कि आपका ये इफ़ कंडीशन एक भी बार एग्जीक्यूट नहीं हुआ है. Yes, and if this flag is 1, it means that some digit is 0 in your number. Okay, so if flag equals to 0, then ORG is a duck number, otherwise ORG is not a duck number. Okay, I hope the code is clear. Now, for your better understanding, I have included an output screen over here also. See, enter a number, whether this number, see over here, the first number contains 0 in it. Okay, but at the first position also we are having the 0. So simply it is going to give you, it is not a duck number. Okay, now enter a number, again we have entered a number, again we are having 0 at the last position. So it is going to give you, it is not a duck number. Again for this number it is a duck number because it does not contain any 0 in it. I hope the code is clear. Now moving forward with your 10th question. See over here, write a program that inputs number of runs made by a cricket player on each ball. Okay, entering runs as -1 should display the message that the player is out. Finally, it displays the number of runs made and balls played by the player. Now what you have to do in this question, you have to enter the number of runs. ओके, जब तक आपका प्लेयर खेलता रहेगा एवरी टाइम यू हैव टू एंटर द नंबर ऑफ रन्स एंड एज सून एज यू गॉट -1 then you just display the message that your player is out and you have to come out of the loop. Okay, so आपको क्या करना है, over here it is very clear that आपको number of runs बार बार enter करने हैं. so anyhow आप number of runs को loop के अंदर contain करेंगे. now अगर आप अपने number of runs को लूप के अंदर अगर कंटेन करते भी हैं तो कौन सा लूप आप इसके अंदर यूज़ करेंगे, बिकॉज हम लोगों को क्या चाहिए, अगर कंडीशन आपकी फॉल्स भी है, अगर आप फर्स्ट टाइम भी नहीं -1 एंटर करते हो तो एटलीस्ट वन टाइम तो आपका बॉडी ऑफ द लूप एग्जीक्यूट होना चाहिए एंड दैट थिंग वी कैन गेट ओनली विद द हेल्प ऑफ दिस डू वाइल. Okay, so we are going to use do while over here in this question. Now see the code. Our class main function over here, scanner in, new scanner over here. Okay, we are going to make an object that is in of scanner class. ओके, इस इन को यूज़ करके आप अपना नंबर अपने रन्स को इनपुट करेंगे. नाउ सम वेरिएबल्स वी हैव ऑलरेडी इनिशियलाइज्ड. सी रन्स बॉल्स आर इज गोइंग टू स्टोर द करंट नंबर ऑफ रन्स. ओके, नाउ वी हैव ओपन अ डू लूप. उसके बाद आप क्या करेंगे, एंटर द रन्स. ओके, सिंपली यू आर गोइंग टू स्टोर द रन्स इन आर. Okay, now whatever runs you have entered, let us suppose you have entered 2 runs. Okay, now this condition will be checked if r equals to -1, the condition is false. So आपके runs में जो आपका current score है वो add हो जाएगा. Okay, initially your runs was 0. Initially your runs was 0. Okay, now आपका क्या हुआ, आपका 2s में add on हो गया. Then next time this while loop will be checked, r not equal to -1, the condition is true. Again this do statement will be executed. Again it will ask you enter the runs. Okay, again you will be entering, let us suppose we have entered 4 over here for now. Okay, again it is going to check if r equals to -1 or not. Condition is false. Again it is going to add on your r into runs. So you will be getting this. ओके, नाउ अगेन दिस बॉल्स प्लस प्लस, एवरी टाइम जब आप हमेशा जितनी बार भी आपका लूप ऑन एग्जीक्यूट होगा उतनी बार पे आपकी बॉल्स भी यहाँ पर नंबर ऑफ बॉल्स आपकी इंक्रीज होती जाएंगी. ओके, नाउ सी for the next time, let us suppose for the third time when you execute this loop then you have entered -1 over here. ओके, तो जब -1 एंटर करेंगे तो आपका क्या होगा, दिस इफ कंडीशन विल बी इवेलुएटेड एंड यू विल बी गेटिंग व्हाट, प्लेयर इज आउट. ओके, जब प्लेयर इज आउट आपका प्रिंट हो जाएगा. अगेन दिस नंबर ऑफ बॉल्स विल बी इंक्रीज एंड सी दिस वाइल लूप, जब आपका this while loop will be giving you false condition, so you will be coming out of the loop. Okay, now you are having the total runs made in runs variable and the total balls that you have played is in this variable. Okay, now see what we are going to do. We just have to print it out both the things on the screen. So total runs are here, total balls are over here. Okay, now see the output. Enter run 5 2 6 2, and at the last when you entered -1, then you have got what the player is out and total runs and total number of balls over here. Okay, I hope the code is clear. Again, moving forward to your question number 11. See, a computerized bus charges fare from each of its passenger based on the distance traveled as per the tariff given below. ओके आपका क्या क्या करना है, आपको चार्जेस यहाँ पर कैलकुलेट करने हैं ओवरऑल. ओके, टोटल फेयर कैलकुलेट करना है, डिस्टेंस के अकॉर्डिंग आपको चार्जेस दिए हुए हैं. नाउ सी, एज द पैसेंजर एंटर्स द बस द कंप्यूटर प्रॉम्प्ट्स एंटर डिस्टेंस यू इंटेंड टू ट्रैवल. On entering the distance, it prints his ticket and the control goes back for the next passenger. At the end of journey, the computer prints the following. ओके आपको क्या करना है यहाँ पर भी, एंटर डिस्टेंस टू इंटेंट टू ट्रैवल. आपको क्या करना है, ये आपको हमेशा स्टार्टिंग में डिस्टेंस आपको एंटर करवाना है. ओके, देन उस डिस्टेंस के अकॉर्डिंग आपको ये चार्जेस एंटर करवा कर आपको फेयर कैलकुलेट करने हैं. ओके, एंड एट द लास्ट व्हाट यू हैव टू डू, यू हैव टू प्रिंट इट आउट ऑन द स्क्रीन दैट द नंबर ऑफ पैसेंजर्स, कितने नंबर ऑफ पैसेंजर्स ट्रैवल किया है एंड टोटल फेयर आपको कितना यहाँ पर मिला है. ओके, दिस थिंग यू हैव टू डू इन द क्वेश्चन. Now, try to compare this 11th question with the 10th one and try to do it on your own. Now, please focus over here that over here we are going to use if else if condition. So for the first one we will be getting what, first 5 kilometer. For the next 10 kilometer it means first 5 किलोमीटर्स के लिए आपका 80 चार्ज लगेगा एंड फॉर द नेक्स्ट 10 किलोमीटर यू विल बी यूजिंग ₹10 पर किलोमीटर. ओके, प्लीज़ मेक अ नोट ओवर हेयर दैट आप यहाँ पर डायरेक्टली ऐसा नहीं करेंगे कि ₹10 पर किलोमीटर है तो 10 इंटू आपने जितना डिस्टेंस आपने यहाँ पर एंटर किया वहाँ पर एंटर करा देंगे. नहीं, फर्स्टली यू हैव टू यूज़ दिस फर्स्ट 5 किलोमीटर्स, 80 rupees charges, and then for the next 10 kilometer you have to use this 10 per kilometer. We have already solved some kind of questions over there also na, in the previous chapter also some questions like this we have solved. So you try to solve this 11th question on your own. In case you feel any difficulty, please let me know. Now again see over here, see, perform the task based on user controlled loop. Okay, user control loop we have already studied. So you try this 11th question, it is very important. Okay, in case you find out in case you feel any difficulty, you please let me know. Now moving forward with your 12th question. See, a special two-digit number is such that when the sum of its digit is added to the product of its digit, the result is equal to the original two-digit number. Now what you have to do, you have to enter a two-digit number. Only two-digit number should be there, not three-digit nor one digit. Okay, only two-digit number. Now what you have to do, you have to break the number of digits, you have to find out the sum, you have to find out the product, and at the last, sum plus product you have to do, and the result what you have got you have to compare it with your original number. If they both are equal, then it means what, your number is a special two-digit number, otherwise it is not a special two-digit number. Very simple question. Now see the code. Over here is our class, our main function scanner. Okay, we have entered a two-digit number over here. Now we are going to store our number in NUM. Okay, original number is one thing and NUM is one thing. We are going to store our original number. Okay, why? Because while dividing और while breaking our number into certain digits, आपकी जो number की original value है वो lost हो जाती है. That is why हम इसकी एक copy बना लेते हैं. Now again see this count equals to 0 variable we have used digit sum, digit product. Sum जब आप initial value लेंगे हमेशा उसकी 0 value लेंगे. प्रोडक्ट की जब आप हमेशा वैल्यू लेंगे आप उसकी 1 वैल्यू लेंगे. ओके, एंड दिस काउंट इज बेसिकली फॉर काउंटिंग हाउ मेनी नंबर ऑफ डिजिट्स यू हैव एंटर्ड. ओके, तो इस काउंट की वैल्यू आपकी 2 हो जानी चाहिए जब आपका वाइल लूप एग्जीक्यूशन ख़त्म हो, सो दैट यू कैन गेट द आइडिया कि आपका 2 डिजिट नंबर था या फिर मोर डिजिट नंबर था. ओके, नाउ मूविंग फॉरवर्ड सी ओवर हियर. While loop we are going to use it out. Num not equal to 0 int digit for the modulus sign num division. Okay, digit sum, digit product we have calculated over here. Now again see count plus plus we have got. Okay, count plus plus because for every execution of your while loop it is going to increase the count by 1. Okay, so अगर 2 digit number है आपका तो ये while loop 2 बार execute होगा, hence the value of count will be 2. Okay, now you will be finding out final value over here. See, digit sum plus digit product, we are exactly following what is said in your question. Okay, we are not doing anything new over here. So if else at the last we are going to check it out. if count not equal to 2, अगर आपका count not equal to 2 है, it means either you have entered a digits, either you have entered a number of less than 2 digits or more than 2 digits. Yes, so you will be getting invalid output, invalid input, please enter a 2 digit number. Okay, else if अगर आपकी final value original num के equal है, then it is a special 2 digit number, otherwise it is not a special 2 digit number. Okay, I hope the code is clear. See the output. Enter a 2 digit number. You have entered 1 2 3 4, so it will be giving you what? Invalid input. Please enter a 2 digit number. Now when you have entered this 59, it is going to give you, it is a special 2 digit number. Okay, now moving forward with your 13th question. See, we are having, write a program to input a number, check and display whether it is a Niven number or not. Now we have to find out what is a Niven number. See, in your book one example is also given over there. Okay, a number is said to be Niven which is divisible by the sum of its digit. Okay, now what you have to do, in your book an example of 129, an example of 126 is been given. Okay, what you have to do, you have to break this number into digits 1 2 6. You have to find out the sum of these digits, that is going to give you 9. Now you have to find out this 126 is divisible by 9 or not. If this division is going to give you 0, then it means what? Your number is a Niven number, otherwise it is not a Niven number. Okay, I hope the concept is clear. Now see the code. Our main class, main function, over here we have taken as an input and we have stored our number in your original number variable. Okay, digit sum equals to 0, all the things are already explained. Now this while loop over here, see, we have broken our number into certain digits, number modulus divide by 10. Now over here in digit sum we are getting what? We are getting the sum of digits. Getting? Now after the while loop, you will be getting int final value original number divided by digit sum, whether it is divisible or not. If your digit sum not equal to 0, it means कि अगर आपका ये जो digit sum है 0 नहीं होता है, because we cannot divide a number by 0, and अगर आपका digit sum 0 भी आता है, it means what you have entered, you must have entered this number or this number. Okay, so it should not be done. That is why we are checking this digit sum not equal to 0 and final value equal to 0. अगर ऐसा केस है, then आपका क्या है? Original number is a Niven number, otherwise it is not a Niven number. Now let us take an example of the same thing, 126. Okay, now let us try to execute this code. Okay, the 126 is stored in num, and at the same time it is stored in your org num. Okay, now while num not equal to 0, it is not equal to 0, condition true. Over here let us suppose we are storing our digits, over here we are storing our sum for digit sum. Okay, we are not having space, that is why we are writing d for only digits, and digit sum d sum. Okay, now see over here, num not equal to 0, condition true. For digit you are going to divide this number by 10, as a remainder you will be getting 6 for now. Okay, now again this num equals to num divided by 10, you will be getting 12 as a quotient. Yes, for the digit sum equals to digit sum plus 6, the initial value was 0, now 0 plus 6 is going to give you 6. Getting? Now for the next iteration, while num not equal to 0, this 12 not equal to 0 condition is true. Now again you will be getting digit num divided by 10, and it is going to give you 2 as a remainder. Okay, so 2 is going to store in your d. Now num equals to num divided by 10. When you divide this 12 by 10, you will be getting 1 as a quotient. Okay, now again for the digit sum you will be getting the previous value, that is 6, and the current value of digit. It means 6 plus 2 is going to give you 8 for now. Okay, for the next iteration, num not equal to 0, the condition is true. Again you will be getting digit, this 1 modulus 10 is going to give you 1. Okay, now again this num divided by 10 is going to give you 0. Now for the digit sum, 8 plus 1 is going to give you 9. For the next iteration, num not equal to 0, the condition is false, and you will be coming out of this while loop. Okay, now this final value will be calculated, your original num, that is your 126. Okay, it should be divisible by the digit sum, that is your 9. Okay, it is completely divisible, hence we are going to get 0 as our final value. Okay, we are going to get 0 as our final value. Now see over here, digit sum not equal to 0. Our condition is true because we have got 9 as our digit sum. Yes, and the final value equal to 0. This is also true. Both the conditions are true. Hence, our original number, that is 126, is an even number. Okay, and if the condition will be false, then your original number is not a even number. Okay. Now move forward to your 14th question. Write a program to accept a number and check whether it is a SPI number or not. Now see over here, what is a SPI number? A number is a SPI if the sum of its digit equals to the product of its digit. Okay, now again what you have to do, you are having 1124, a number. Now you have to break every digit. 1124, 1124. You have to find out this sum as well as the product. Okay, and the number you have got over here should be equal to this number. It means the sum should be equal to the product. If this is the case, then your number is a SPI number, otherwise your number is not a SPI number. Okay, see over here, there is a no limitation that you should be entering a 2-digit number or a 3-digit number, so we are not going to use that count over here that we have used in the previous question. Okay, so you, this 14th question, you please try to do it on your own. This is a very simple question. Now see the next one, 15th one. You can multiply two numbers m and n by repeating addition method. For example, 5 multiplied by 3 equals to 15 can be performed by adding 5 3 times. It means what? See, आपको यहाँ पर क्या करना है, आपको यहाँ पर multiply and divide करना है with the help of addition and subtraction. Okay, when you have to find out this 5 multiplied by 3, it means what? आपको 5 को 3 times multiply करना है. So 5 को आप 3 times add on कर देंगे. Okay, and you will be getting the actual result. Now the same goes for division operation. Okay, एडिशन तो आपने यहाँ पे देख लिया. सी ओवर हेयर द डिविजन. For example, 5 divided by 2. Question is to remainder is 1. When you divide this 5 by 2, okay, 5 divided by 2, then what you are going to do? You are going to minus it. 5 minus 2, you will be getting 3 as a result, and you will be increasing the counter every time. Okay, counter is nothing, just a variable जिसकी वैल्यू स्टार्टिंग में 0 होती है, एंड एवरी टाइम फॉर एवरी एग्जीक्यूशन यू जस्ट इंक्रीज द नंबर बाय 1. Okay, that is basically your counter. It is nothing new, nothing special about it. Okay, so as a counter you will be getting 1. Now again जो आपका रिजल्ट आया है, इस 3 को आप अगेन -2 करेंगे, you will be getting 1, and the counter is again increased to 2, and you will continue this process until you get this 1 over here at the last as a result. Okay, now this will be what? This will be basically your remainder. Okay, ये आपका रिमाइंडर हो जाएगा, एंड दिस इज बेसिकली योर क्वेश्चन. ओके, बेसिकली ओवर हेयर बिसाइड्स 1 वी चेक कि आपका यहाँ पर जो डिजिट आ रहा है वो आपका जो ये 2 है इससे छोटा है या नहीं है. ओके, जिस चीज़ से आप डिवाइड कर रहे हैं उस चीज़ से आपका जो रिजल्ट है वो छोटा है या नहीं है. Getting? So up till then we have to continue our loop. So with the help of this addition as well as this subtraction, we are going to perform this multiplication as well as division operation. Okay, now see at the very bottom, write a program to accept two numbers. Okay, perform multiplication and division of the number as per the process shown above by using switch case statement. So we are going to use switch case over here. Basically two case we are going to make it out, one for multiplication, one for division, and the last one is basically your default one. Okay, now see the code. Firstly our class main function, then over here see we have used a scanner. When you are using this scanner, please don't forget to import this java.util class. Okay, over here we have entered a first number in A, and over here the second number in B. Okay, you have entered two numbers. Now this is basically your menu. 1 for multiplication, 2 for division, enter your choice. You have entered either 1 or 2. If you have entered besides 1, 2, any other number or any other character, then directly you will be moving towards the default value. Okay, so 1 or 2 इन दोनों में से आपको कुछ choose करना है, and the choice of your choice will be stored in a variable named as ch. Okay, and with the help of this ch we are going to use our switch case over here. Now see switch cs. Case 1 for multiplication. Now see how we are going to see the multiplication. firstly we have taken what? Int mul equals to 0. Now previously I have said that whenever we are going to find out the product, we always take 1 as a default value, yes, at the initial value. But over here see, हम लोग multiplication यहाँ पर एग्जीक्यूट कर रहे हैं, बट वॉट वी आर डूइंग एडिशन ओवर हेयर. यस, हम लोग एडिशन ऑपरेटर यूज़ करके बेसिकली मल्टीप्लिकेशन को अप्रोच कर रहे हैं. दैट इज़ वाई वी हैव यूज्ड 0 इंस्टेड ऑफ 1. Getting? Now see, for the for loop I equals to 1, I less than equals to b. Okay, now let us suppose you have taken a equals to 4 and b equals to 3. Okay, now the value of mul will be what? Initially it is 0. The value of I, let us suppose we are going to write over here. Firstly it is 1. The condition will be checked. 1 less than equals to 3, condition is true. Now mul plus a, you will be getting 0 plus 4. Okay, again for the next value when I becomes true, again you will be getting plus 4. Again for the next iteration when I becomes 3, you will be getting plus 4. And for the when I becomes 4, this condition will becomes false. Okay, so it will come out of the loop and you will be getting multiplication result equals to mul. So 4 plus 4 plus 4. See, आपकी जो ओरिजिनल वैल्यू थी दैट इज a, आपको कितनी बार एड ऑन करना है? जितनी आपकी वैल्यू है b की. Okay, so that is why we are using our loop from 1 till b less than equal to b. So you will be getting 12 as an answer. Okay, we are done with our case number 1, so we are using break over here. Now see, for the case number 2 we have to apply division operator. Okay, now for this we are using this count, okay, as a counter, and again we are using this t equals to a because in t we are going to store our result. Getting the point? Now see, let us suppose again we are having let us suppose the value that is a equals to, let us take the same example, 5, and b equals to 2. Okay, so see over here we are having count equals to 0 and t equals to a. It means 5 is also stored in your t. Yes, now let us try to execute this while loop. T less than, t should be greater than b. It means 5 is greater than 2. Condition is true. You will be getting t equals to t minus b. The value of t is 5, b is 2. So the value of t is now 3. Okay, and count plus plus. The count was 0. Now it becomes 1. For the next iteration, it will check t greater than 2. Condition is true. Again, it is going to subtract it. T minus b. It means 3 minus 2. You will be getting what? You will be getting 1. Again, the counter will be increased to 2. Okay, again it will check 1 greater than 2. Condition is false. It will be coming out of the loop and it will print everything over there. Okay, division result, it will be giving you the question, it will be giving you the remainder also, and we will be getting break over there. Now let us try to take another example for executing this case too. Let us take this a equals to 15 and let us take this b equals to 8. Okay, now this 15 will also be going to be stored in your t because we are having t equals to a. Count we are having as 0. Okay, now t greater than b. 15 is greater than 8. Condition is true. We are going to get t minus b. It means 15 minus 8. What you are going to get? You are going to get 7 over here. Yes, and now count plus plus. You will be getting 1. Again it will check 7 is greater than 8. Condition is false. So immediately it will be terminated and you will be getting division result quotient as 1 and remainder as 7. Okay, so this is how we are going to do this question. Now see the default part. There is nothing to explain in your default part. We are going to give incorrect choice and then afterwards break our statement. Okay, so this is basically for your this question. Now see the next one. This is basically our last question, question number 16. Using a switch statement, you have to write a menu driven program. Now see students, these kind of questions are very popular for your exam kind of purpose. You please try to focus on these questions. Okay, this switch statements basically is very important for your board kind of purpose. Okay, so what you have to do in the first part, you have to generate and display the first 10 terms of Fibonacci series. You know about the Fibonacci series. You are having 0, 1. These two numbers at the very starting you are having, and then afterwards the addition of previous two is going to give you the next one. The addition of previous two is going to give you the next one. Again the addition of previous two is going to give you the next one. So you have to continue this process up till first 10 terms. Okay, now see the B part, find the sum of digits of an integer that is input by the user. Simply you have to take an input from the user. Over here in an example it has been taken 15390. You have to do what? 1 plus 5 plus 3 plus 9 plus 0. This you have to do, and you will be getting what? You will be getting 18. Okay, so this 18, basically this sum you have to print it out on the screen. For an incorrect choice, appropriate error message should be displayed. It means you have to include a default case also. Okay, so basically two proper case you have to include and one default case. Now see, very basic part over here. This is our class, this is our main function, and this is basically our menu. For one, for Fibonacci series, two for sum of digits, enter your choice. Your choice is going to be stored in ch. Now we are going to open our switch case. See this one. I hope the picture is clear. So for the case 1 we are going to print it out our Fibonacci series. For the first two numbers we are going to take as it is. Okay, 0 1, as it is we are going to take it out. Okay, now see, it is going to be printed A space B. So 0 and 1 is going to be printed out as it is. Now you will be getting I equals to, regarding your this for loop, you please make a change over here, that we are writing out I equals to 0. Now you please cut this I equals to 0 and write down I equals to 2, because already we have taken these two numbers now, and at a total we are going to have what? 10 numbers in a series. So you start this loop from I equals to 2 till I less than 10, and every time increment the value of I by 1. Okay, so firstly you will be getting 0 1 as your series, and then this I equals to 2 will be executed. This term is going to give you the addition of A and B, that is 0 plus 1. Okay, now this term is going to be printed out. Now you will be getting 1 over here. Okay, now again we are going to shift our values. Now see, the value of B, that is 1, is going to be stored in A. The value of term, that is 1, is going to be stored in your B. Okay, and again the iteration will take place. So again when I becomes 3, this term equals to A plus B. Now the new values will be added, that is 1 plus 1. So it is going to give you what? It is going to give you 2. Okay, now let us properly try to execute this code. This Fibonacci series is very important. Let us suppose we are having A over here, B over here, and we are having this I over here. Okay, and we are using this loop from I equals to 2. Okay, and this term over here, and output we are going to write it out like this. Now initially we are having A equals to 0, B equals to 1. Okay, it is going to be printed out A B. So 0 space 1 we are getting on the screen. Okay, now the value of I will be initialized to 2. The term will be what? A plus B. The value of A is 0, B is 1. So it is going to give you 0 plus 1, that is 1. Again, system.out.println, with a space you are going to print it out, this term on the screen. Okay, A equals to B. It means the value of B will be shifted towards what? Shifted towards your A. And the value of term will be given to B, that is 1. Okay, for the next iteration you are having what? I equals to 3. Okay, now again the term will be calculated, that is A plus B. You are having 1 1, so the term will be 2. Okay, it is going to be printed with a space, so 2 we are going to get in our series. Now again the value got shifted. We are having A equals to 1 and B equals to 2. For the next iteration, when I becomes 4, the value of term will be what? A plus B. You are going to get 3 over here, and the same 3 will be going to be printed over here, and you will be continuing this step for the 10th term also. Okay, I hope the code is clear. When you are done with the code of your Fibonacci series, then you are going to use this break statement. Okay, now let us start for our case 2. For our case 2, we have to find out the sum of our digits. Okay, we have also done this thing in the previous questions. So enter a number over here. In num we are going to store it. Okay, sum equals to 0, we have also taken it. See over here, we are not going to check our original number with any other thing. Okay, that is why we are not going to store this number into any other variable. In case आपको ये number को last में divide करना होता या compare करना होता या कुछ भी करना होता, then only we save our number in another variable. Okay, but over here we don't need our number at the last, so that is why we are not storing this number. Okay, this while loop working is exactly the same like we have discussed in the previous question. See over here the sum. इस sum में आपका लास्ट में आपका sum basically add on होकर आ जाएगा, and at the last after this while loop you are going to print it out sum of digits equals to basically your sum, and your case 2 will also break down. Okay, for the default case incorrect choice, and you will be getting break after all. So these are basically 16 question of your 8th chapter. Okay, unit number 8. Basically see students, this unit is very important. This basically the last question that we have studied, question number 16. This kind of questions are very important for your exam kind of purpose, so you please prepare it accordingly. Okay, and in case you find any difficulty, then please let me know. So basically this is for this video, and in case again I'm saying you find any difficulty, then please write down in the comment section below. Thank you so much.